Welcome all runners for this weekend's Bouddi Coastal Run. Welcome to the event safety and information video for this weekend's event. Looking forward to welcoming you all down to Kilcare for a terrific day out on the trails. Before we get started, I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional custodians upon whose land we will be meeting and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. A few thank yous to go over before I get into the safety side of things. I'd like to thank Central Coast Council, the Kilcare community, the Kilcare Surf Lifesaving Club and Crest, all organisations without whom we couldn't run our events. Also our event sponsors for this weekend, Tailwind, Tarkin and Paddy Palin. Thanks to those organisations for sponsoring the event and helping make the magic happen. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, all our event volunteers who will be out on course, making sure you go the right way, manning the aid stations and helping out at registration and at the finish line. Thank you to those people as well. The main thing I want to cover off in this video is safety, as I mentioned, and possibly the number one safety aspect for this weekend's event is that it is going to be quite warm. We are into November, the sun has been shining and looks like it's going to be shining quite brightly on Saturday with temperatures creeping up into the high 20s. It will feel even hotter out on course, especially when you're along the sand section along the beach and in some of the exposed sections on the course. So to that end, we ask that you carry plenty of water. The minimum is 500 mils per person as per the race rules. A lot of you should and need to carry a lot more than that. Make sure you have plenty of fluids, stock up before you start, and then make sure you really fill up at the aid stations on course to make sure you stay hydrated. That is possibly the most important safety aspect for Saturday. So with that, you're carrying plenty of fluids, so you're looking after yourself. If you do come across a runner that is in need of assistance, please help us and help them by stopping and providing assistance. A good idea is to have a look at their race number, stay with them and ask the next runner passing along the course to pass on the runner number and the details of the injury or illness that the runner is suffering to the next volunteer, event staff, whatever the case may be, so that that information can be passed on to our team who will initiate the appropriate first aid response. If you do get out in trouble on course and you need to contact us urgently, the emergency numbers for the day are printed on the back of your race bibs. So grab your phone and you'll be able to contact us directly. Another important safety thing is that all runners for short stretches of the course will be running alongside some roads. For the 21 kilometre runners, you'll be running along the end of Graham Drive and through the car park near Pretty Beach, and all runners will be running along Mount Bouddi Road just after the aid station at that location. These are very quiet roads. They will not have a lot of traffic travelling along them, but there can be cars moving around the area. So please follow the directions of the course marshals, stay to the left, stay in single file, and if needs be, stop and give way to any cars moving in that area. The couple of seconds you stop waiting for a car to pass are not going to affect your race time, but is a lot better than the alternative. So speaking of cars, a lot of you will be driving to the event, but there's a good number of you who have taken up the offer of a seat on the shuttle bus from Woy Woy train station, and thanks very much to those runners that have done that. That allows us to have more runners at the event because we're not taking up as many parking spots. For those runners that are catching the shuttle bus, those shuttle buses will not be lingering at Woy Woy train station. So if you are catching the train there to line up with the shuttle buses, make sure once you get off the train, proceed directly to the shuttle buses and get on, so the shuttle bus can get moving and get you all over to Kilcare for the start and finish nice and quickly. If you are driving to the event, please be aware that parking is extremely limited. Please carpool wherever possible to help reduce the number of cars coming to the event. There will be traffic controllers who will be helping control the traffic, obviously, and direct you to the next vacant car parking spot. So please allow plenty of time, take care, follow the directions of those traffic controllers. Don't just jump in the first spot you see. There's a plan that's in place to make sure we can fit as many cars as possible, so follow the directions of those traffic controllers. After you have parked and you're making your way to the event centre, please just be aware of other cars moving in the areas, and equally, as you arrive, there could be other runners that have already parked. Walk in to get to the start-finish area. Please be aware of them. As I said, take care and allow plenty of time. When you come along to registration, all your race bibs will be waiting for you. None have been posted out or anything like that. You'll just need to let us know your race number and we will give you your race bib. Your runner number is in your active profile. It's also on the email that this video is attached to, and we will have some hard copies on the day so you can look it up if it doesn't appear on your email. It'll also be under the latest news section of the website if you are looking for it. The course will be very heavily marked come Saturday. There will be plenty of red on white arrows and red on white wrong way signs indicating which way to go and which way not to go. And then there'll be pink flagging tape along the event route as well to reassure you that you are on the right course. So keep an eye out for those on Saturday. The course will be marked, it'll then be checked, and then there'll be pre-runners out again on Saturday morning to make sure you are going in the right direction and nothing has been tampered with. There is one split point on this course where 14-kilometre runners continue straight ahead up Mount Bouddi Road. 21-kilometre runners, you'll be turning right at that location to go do the extra 7 kilometres of your course. That will be marshalled and also signposted with the split point signage. So pay attention when you approach that location. Make sure you go in the right direction. For you 21-kilometre runners, just past that split point, there is a short stretch of a few hundred metres where it's only a fairly narrow trail, but we have runners passing in both directions. Normally the front of the pack runners are passing some back of the pack runners. Most of you get through without crossing at all, but there is that possibility. So just stay to the left, pay attention to runners coming the other way, communicate with each other, treat each other with respect to allow you to pass through nice and quickly. There are 2 aid stations on the course, one for the 14-kilometre course, and there's actually 3 for the 21-kilometre course because you pass through one of those aid stations twice. As I mentioned, it is going to be warm on Saturday, so make sure you're stocking up on water on the day to make sure you are staying hydrated. Lastly, for those runners that are going to be wearing headphones on Saturday, we ask if you're using in-ear buds or anything like that, only use one ear, and if you are using any other headphones that go over the ears or anything like that, please really keep the noise, the volume down to a minimum so you can hear any directions from course marshals, event staff and stuff like that out on course. That is most important when approaching the split point and when you're running on those road sections that I mentioned earlier. Look out for the signs, or when you realise you're about to enter a stretch along the road, pause the music, pull the earbud out, take the headphones off, whatever the case may be, so you're listening in and can hear our directions. They are there to make sure you go the right way and to make sure you stay safe. So please help us do that by being able to hear those directions. That is all for this weekend. I'll let you enjoy your last couple of days of rest and relaxation, and we look forward to seeing you bright and early on Saturday for the Bouddi Coastal Run 2024. Thanks very much.